Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dun here. I am the average gaming dad, and you guys just saw my stats for the first prestige. I have no idea how I managed to earn a 6.5 KD through the first prestige, but it was made a lot quicker through double XP tokens. It took me 6 hours of game time, and I am now in the second prestige. So anyway. I'm having a blast with the game. I'm absolutely loving Black Ops 7. What you're watching in the background here is my first 30 bomb of Warzone in Black Ops 7. I don't know, man. I always had this fear back when I was playing multiplayer that when the new game would come out, that maybe I wouldn't be quite as good as I was. Like maybe there were some changes in the game that I wouldn't be able to adapt to. And there's always that fear that I have, in addition, of course, to worrying about will the actual game itself even work. Now, this was something more of a newer thing. Back in my day, we really didn't have to worry about the integration of games, right? Because typically they just worked, right? You went and bought the game, and then you came home and it worked. Now with integrations and overlaying games on top of other games. New issues arise, but no issues so far in Black Ops 7, at least with the integration. I am having a ton of fun, an absolute blast playing this game. My only wish, of course, is that I had more time to play. So, like I said, I got through the first prestige in 6 hours. I dropped my first 30 bombs, so I'm feeling great about things. But, I digress. I do want to highlight some issues that I have. So far, I've absolutely just glazed the game in my first commentary, and I think for good reason. This is the best Call of Duty's been in a long time. Obviously, this is just my opinion, but to me, this is the best Call of Duty Warzone has been in a long time. And so I think, when we get a good product, we should be excited about it. But there are some things that I want to highlight that I'll go through quickly so you don't have to listen to me yap, although I know you guys probably love getting to see the big beautiful bald head, but let's just get through these things so you guys can enjoy the rest of the gameplay. So the first thing here that I have is weapon leveling. It is too slow. So I went through an entire prestige, obviously, like I said, with double XP tokens popped, but I also had double weapon XP popped the entire time that I played. And through an entire prestige, using mainly these two main guns, the NPC 25 and then the AR. I still haven't quite memorized the gun names yet, but the AR that I use to drop the 30 in this game were max level at the end, and just at the end. My AR is still technically not max level, even after going through an entire prestige. And to me, that's way too long, especially when there are weapon prestiges as well. That just seems absolutely ridiculous that you would go through an entire prestige using mainly one gun, getting it max level, and then have to go through another full weapon level or player level prestige just to get to the weapon prestige in a too many times having to use the word prestige. But it takes too long. It takes way too long. They've got to increase it. I think, for the casual player that is, I don't want to say can't play that much, because I don't play that much, but, it takes them, maybe they only average 2 or 3 kills a game. It's going to take them forever to level up a gun, and the guns do not feel good at a low level. The difference between a level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level gun and a level 35 gun is night and day. And I mean, there's reason for that, right? There should be an incentive that makes you want to level up your character, to level up your gun, so on and so forth. However, it should not take this long. That's it. Weapon leveling, way too slow. Ghost is overpowered. There has to be some sort of counter to Ghost. Right now, of course, you do have the heartbeat sensor, but obviously range on that is limited. It also is countered by Cold-Blooded, which I believe is a perk that you can loot off the ground, so you don't even have to necessarily commit to picking that perk in your loadout. in order to counter the heartbeat. So you can have someone off the heartbeat, off the UAV, and an advanced UAV does not show ghost to players. I think to me, that is the easiest compromise here, right? If someone, a team or a player is willing to spend 18,000 to get a UAV or to get an advanced UAV, then you should 100% be able to see every player on the map. So to me, Ghost is too powerful, and they need to rework some sort of counter into it. All right, next thing, the economy is good. This is a good thing, right? It feels good to loot. It feels rewarding to go into high loot zones and to, risk going into an area where there's likely a lot of people, because you get a lot of money. You get a bunch of lootable perks. If you're playing in duos, trios, or quads, it doesn't feel like you have to do a contract in order to get enough money to buy your friends back. Like, it feels like you could just spend 30 seconds or a minute looting and you can get that $4,000 pretty quickly. I think that's good, but my issue is that there's nothing to spend your money on. You can't buy self revives at the buy station. You can't buy a gas mask at the buy station. You cannot buy a specialist at the buy station, and you also cannot. And so obviously the most powerful thing to buy is a UAV, but you buy a UAV and it doesn't necessarily even reward you, because so many of the players are running Ghost now. So to me, the economy is good, and I don't want them to change that. But I do think that they should make it worthwhile to have this money and to want to go use it on something. So a little tweak there, I think, would be good. I just don't like the idea of some basic things like a self-revive and a gas mask to be behind an Easter egg. If you want to do that for specialists, like, that's fine. I get that, because it's a very, very powerful item. But if you're in a BR, you want to be able to have a gas mask. You want to be able to have a self-revive. And I don't think you should have to Google how to do XYZ to get those things. Like, let us just buy them at a buy station. And my son is bouncing away, so you'll probably hear him in the background. Let me just turn off the little noisemakers though. Okay, almost done here. Battle Pass changes. So they said, in the patch notes that they were making it so you got more earlier in the Battle Pass, and then the later stages were bigger, and it took more to get more out of an entire tier. And I just don't feel that way. I feel like, I went through, like I said, I went through an entire prestige, and I just now got the second gun. I feel like you should be able to get the guns in the first 2 to 3 tiers. Let every player have the ability to earn those weapons, especially considering how long it takes to level them, right? So you have to grind through, 5-6 pages of a battle pass, and I had double battle pass XP. And then you have to unlock the gun. Then it takes you an entire prestige to level up a gun. Like, these things need to be faster. You need to be rewarded, with the weapons that way everyone's playing on the same playing field. And then if you are paying for the extra stuff, then you get the extra stuff at the end. Next thing is hackers ? Because I have seen, while watching others stream Call of Duty, and it's only been one. I was watching Metaphor. He was getting stream sniped by a hacker, and it was like blatant, aimbot. So there are hacks in Black Ops 7 already, unfortunately, even though it's only been a few days. But I personally have not run into any, so I don't know how widespread the problem is. It could just be one guy being an asshole and stream sniping a popular streamer. And so that's why I've seen sniping, or I've seen hacking, but I have yet to see it. Granted, I've only played, probably about 8-9 hours so far, but they're out there. I just haven't run into them. And then lastly, I think there needs to be a little bit of rework with the base movement speed, because to me, Sprinter feels great. When I use Sprinter, I feel like I'm flying around the map, and I absolutely love that. But I don't think that the base movement speed is fast enough to compete. It just feels like way too much of a discrepancy. It feels like Sprinter is a crutch perk, and I don't think there should be any crutch perks. There's no reason to not run Sprinter unless you truly are a player who just sits on a on top of a building and snipes or whatever. Which, if that's what you do, that's fine. Like, does not bother me. But if you are getting pushed with someone with a sprinter and they get first shots, like, you're absolutely doomed, because there's no way that you can outrun them with the base movement speed in this game. So I would like to see it be not as punishing. That way I can choose something besides sprinter, and that way people who don't run sprinter aren't at a severe disadvantage in a gunfight. So those are really the only things that I have found that are major detractors for me. And to me, these are both minor. If none of these things got fixed, I could probably deal with it. I mean, I would deal with it. I don't think I would be super upset. I wouldn't call the game a failure or anything. But these are definitely some changes I think would be beneficial to, the community as a whole. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm gonna shut up now. We're about halfway through the 30 bomb here. I'm so excited that we already dropped one. I know there's going to be more coming. I got more 20s behind me. But Baby Dun's getting a little cranky. It's almost his feeding time, so I got to drop. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. And if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, you can always become a paid member. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Almost your turn, soldier. Stand by.
I'm not even good anymore.
Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Switching mags.
For redeployment, you earned it.
Redeployed and ready for business. Adding armor.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Loading fresh mag. Their armor's gone. Reloading.
UAV standing by.
Adding armor. Loading fresh mag. Authorizing UAV operation.
UAV available for tasking.
Heads up. An enemy squad marked you as a bounty
Rally on
target.
marked coords.
No fuel, no fuel. UAV RTB.
CBR awaiting targeting data.
You're clear. Enemy hunters were eliminated.
UAV standing by.
Time in effect, 16 rounds.
Indicating waypoint. Switching mags.
No kills, EOM.
Their armor's gone. Bye-bye.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Rally on marked coords. I'll drive.
Gas is inbound.
Mission timeline over. UAV exiting the area.
Their armor's gone. Loading fresh mag.
UAV available for tasking.
Adding armor.
No fuel, no fuel. UAV RTB.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Gulag's closed until further notice. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Adding armor. Indicating
Losing
waypoint.
ground. Move it. Nine left. Keep the pressure on.
UAV standing by.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Adding armor.
Gas is closing in.
Reloading. Switching mags.
You've made it to the top 5. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. You've got gas moving in.
Mission timeline over. UAV exiting the area.
You're in the top 3. Don't let up now. You're in the last
I'm
two.
under
Now
fire.
finish this. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.